Now in a push for criminal justice reform, Senate now moving to bring the bill to the floor for a vote. Iowa Republican Chuck Grassley, chairman of the Judiciary Committee. Sir, welcome and thank you for your time and a Merry Christmas to you. Why is this important? What's it going to do for America?
Well, it's got two parts. One, sentencing reform. It maintains mandatory minimums, which makes sure that judges all across the country have to have uniform sentencing. But there's some unfairness in sentencing. So people that are in prison that think they were unfairly sentenced with maybe a 25-year sentence and they think it ought to be a 15-year sentence, they can go back before the judge, plead a case, maybe get help, maybe not get help. But it does give another bite at the apple when there's unfairness. And then the other part of it is prison reform, and the prison reform part is based upon good experiences come out of Texas, Mississippi, and Georgia, and a few other states where they have trained people within prison so when they get out they can get a job and be productive, and then they don't commit crimes, and then you don't put them back in prison and have the high cost of prison, so you save the taxpayers money, you reduce crime, and you have people that were in prison have productive jobs outside and hopefully become good citizens.
Here is Tom Cotton, Senator, on why he thinks Democrats should oppose that bill. Listen.
Is anyone else surprised that the Democrats are prepared to support a bill that will cut Michael Cohen's sentence by up to a third? I'm shocked the Democrats are going to support a bill that will cut Michael Cohen's sentence by up to a third.
And what was sort of a rare moment where he stopped in the hallway to talk to reporters, he said that. How do you respond?
Yeah, it's easy to respond to. I told my friend Senator Cotton yesterday, I said, you know, I just looked at the record. You and I agree 93% of the time. And he says, well, I must be wrong 7% of the time. This is an instance when he's wrong. This is an instance, this whole bill is a perfect instance of how the legislative process ought to work. First of all, you got to do something bipartisan. So we've got a broad bipartisan coalition within the Congress. You've got a broad coalition of groups outside the Congress, on the left from the ACLU, on the right from the American Conservative Union, and everything in between. And then in order to get a bill signed, you got to get a president on board. So we worked weeks and weeks to have President Trump comfortable with us. And then I'm told by the majority leader, you got to have at least 60 votes. So we get about 75 votes now. And then they say, well, you got to get it through the House of Representatives. So we pre-conference it with Goodlatte, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. And if this bill gets through the Senate, they're going to put it on suspension and get it through the House of Representatives. So we've done everything that you need to do in a bipartisan, bicameral, working with the president. That's what Congress is supposed to do, and we've done it in this bill.
It's a lot of sausage.
That was Chuck Grassley just a few moments ago on this program. What happens here?
Well, Chuck, for whom I have great respect, is right. I think you've had a number of Republicans join with liberal Democrats. This, in my opinion, is not a criminal justice bill because it doesn't mention the word victims. What it really is a prisoner release bill. And my experience in life is that there's some people out there, I don't know why, they're not confused, they're not mixed up, they're not sick. It's not a question that their mama or daddy doesn't love them enough. They're just bad. And that's why we have prisons. And I don't know why that is. If I make it to heaven, I'm going to ask. But this bill, in my opinion, is going to let a lot of dangerous people go. And I don't think it represents justice. And that's why I'm not going to support it.
Interesting.
Will you try and block it?
Yes.
Yep. Can you?
Probably not. But I have put a hold on the bill. And some of my colleagues, again, I respect them immensely, are upset with me for holding the bill. But I'm rather fond of being able to read a bill before I vote on it. And they gave us this bill, I think, yesterday afternoon, maybe the day before. It's 150 pages. Look, if you ask any of the proponents, either the Republicans or the liberal Democrats, how many people under this bill are you going to let go, and who are they? They can't answer it. They can't answer it.
Senator, we have
It
more.
scares me to death.
Yeah, we have more questions, and we hope you come back, and we'll get to those next time. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you,
Merry
Senator
Christmas
Kennedy.
to you, Senator.